guys, so now we have seen couple of things, right? We have seen how to create the SNS queue, how to subscribe for SMS, how to subscribe for messages, right? The same way you subscribed it for I mean email alerts, the same way you can subscribe the queue for SMSs as well from there, right? So I have also taken you through how you can even use the directly EC2 instance and and enable the monitoring for your specific instance, put the checks and create the alerts from itself, or monitor them here, what exactly, how the status of your instance, credit, CPU, memory, everything is going on, right? And you can set the alarms accordingly. Now we're going to discuss about CloudWatch here, right? What is CloudWatch? CloudWatch is, as the name the name comes in, the cloud watch, which is basically watching your cloud, right? Monitoring your services, right? Monitoring your CPU, monitoring your disk usage, so on and so forth, right? You can use your cloud watch service in the AWS. You can create your alarms, right? You can create alarms, you can set threshold, you can send SMSs, messages using the default threshold that we have, right? So last time you see we created it, you can see the EC2 instance was failed, and what happened here, you can see the data here as well, right? The data went above the threshold, right? When check worked, again you see the status here, for that specific alert, when the it came fine after it was rebooted, right? So you can see everything here, right? So the first we gonna directly jump onto the dashboard section here, right? The first step you have, you can create your dashboard, and at this moment we do not have any CloudWatch dashboard here. If you want to create some dashboard and want to put whatever monitoring metrics as threshold you are creating, you can go ahead and create it here, one dashboard, right? Now once you create the dashboard, it shows what kind of lines, stack area, numbers, stacks, queries, result, how you would like to see your data, right? In number, in chart format, whatever you look and whatever you need, you can choose those here, right? So once you click on this dashboard, right, once you created it, now it shows you the united graphs here. If you want to specify some name, click here and specify some name, right? And now it gives you the option to add some matrices, right? When we say here, we have 1 hour data, 3-day data, 12-hour data, 1-day data, 3-day data, 1-day data, and you can take the custom data also from here. Let's say you are looking for some more data, right? You're looking for some absolute data here from some specific date to specific date. You can also specify that. Let's say you want to see you want to analyze your data in last May month, from this date to any specific date. You can go ahead and select your data here also, right? We don't have that much of data, so we're just going to take for 1 hour at this moment, right? We cannot take more data because we don't have it, but in sometime in your organization you may have it, so you should be familiar with those things too, right? Now if you go here, if you click here, you will see all the regions, right, which are available here, right, where you are going to specify your monitoring in the Jones region, everything here. So we are in the North Virginia, that's fine, right? The first, you can search your resources here, right? If you don't know your resources, you can see couple of matrices that we have available at this moment here, right? We have 63 metrics for EBS, right, for monitoring your volumes. We have 97 matrices for monitoring your EC2 instances. We have 6 default matrices for monitoring your EFS. We have a couple of, let me come down here, 4 matrices for monitoring SNS and 5 matrices to see usage here, right? So still the problem is we don't have matrices here to monitor the memory. So it may be like it will be coming in future, but you can use some different tool to to analyze those things here. So let's say we're gonna go with the, let's say, EC2 first, right? The per instances metrics are 97 if you see here, right? If you go here now, let me try to like drill it down, right? These are all matrices. If you see, those are specified here, right? And those can be attached with your instances. I wanted to like put it bit up. Let's do a graph search here, let's say. Right, I have just done the graph search here. I am able to see with the graph stuff here, like what is the things, right? So let's unselect it first. I remove it all. I think I don't need the graphs here. That's fine. I'll have to go to all metrics again.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you.
Let me go
Hello.
back to that instance itself.
Hello.
Instance. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sir, recording चालू नहीं है.
I think it is, man. That's going on.
Okay, sorry.
No problem. Right. So these are the matrices. Let's say which matrix you want to specify. It's really difficult to like drag it down here. Let's say you select this one. Right. You can see there is no data here. In the same way, let's say you go and you see you believe that you need this network packet out. How many packets are going out? You want to monitor that things also. You want to see the CPU utilization. You want to see how many packets are coming in, right? And if you want to see the network out too for this instance, right? By default the instance ID is there, you can see, right? If you click here, right, you can add to search, you can remove from graph, you can remove this graph, this matrix only, right? So you have so many options here to do also, right? So let's say you need disk read operations, disk write operation. I think that's enough now. So I have taken here network packets in, network packets out, CPU utilization, network in, network out, disk read operation, disk write operation. So go ahead and create this widget here, right? So at this moment I see no data here, right? We have very less data, right, for these things, because nothing came in, nothing came out, right? And rest of the things, you can refresh this and see if it comes now. No data so far, right? So let's say you would like to edit this again, right? And let's say I'm gonna select everything at this moment here, if I'm able to, right? And take the data for 1 hour only. Still in place of line, let's change it to stack areas, numbers. Still it doesn't show me much here, right? I don't see much data here for these things, right? Network packets in, packets out. Let's say change some here, from period, let's say I keep it for 1 hour. Nope. Statistic is average, and if you want to like add the custom percentile, some sample count, you can also get it from here. But for these metrics I don't see any data we have available. Let's update the widgets now and see if we get something, right? So I have put it in the form of numbers. Otherwise, if you have numbers also, the numbers should be coming here, how many packets came out and things. In the same way, you can create multiple widgets here, right? Let's say you want the number itself, right? You configure the widget here, right? You want the, let's say, again I would call it, let's see what is in the user service by AWS resources. That's CloudWatch EC2. Okay, that's for watching KMS and other things, your key uses and other things. So let me go back, let me just remove this, let me add new visit here. Let's say we'll take number only, right, and I'll add EC2 again here per instance metrics. Let's say let's add all those with CPU utilization related, right? CPU this one, CPU credit. I think we have all the matrices related to the CPU only, right? So go ahead and create this widget, but make sure when you are doing it, you only add those things which belongs to this only, right? Now I think everything is coming a bit clear to us, right? The last time when we use the CPU, it used some credit charges, right? So you can see here which is coming now, some of the credit charges which has been utilized by this instance here, right? Now you can see this has been added now, right? You can bring it up, you can bring it down, you can again re-customize this. So let's say I'm gonna edit it again. Go here, edit this widget, right? I don't need this. This is not giving me much numbers. I will not use this. I will not use this. Okay, let's change the period again. I take it for 1 hour. Okay, do I see any number now? Okay, again I'm seeing these three numbers only, right? CPU utilization metrics went high, which we created 1 hour period. So I think these matrices are only useful for us, not all the matrices. So you have to choose also this, like which matrix is useful for you. Let's say I try to copy it, CPU utilization only. Let's go bit up. So I think I got 6 only, right? So I think these are already updated, so I cannot do this. We will create new dashboard for those if needed, right? So make sure like you select those only. I have selected more, that's what I can see this, right? So these are the, I think, essential one which we need, which are showing the CPU utilization went above 20%, right? And it went this, and it went above 28. So we can pull all the data here, right, and get the previous statistics and save it here also, right? Now if you go to the test dashboard, now you will see these matrices that you need will be persistent, right? Let me go to alarm once and then jump to that, right? Now if I go to the test dashboard, now you can see all the matrices that you need for monitoring purpose will be available for you here, right? You can go here, pull your reports, right, and rename these favorite, delete, and view edit source, link to chart, enter full screen. Let me see if we can export this too. We should have something to export the state also. Okay, that's not like that. Okay, but anyhow you can analyze your things, right? You can create the dashboard, you can directly analyze your data in this dashboard here for your performances and other stuff, right? That's how the dashboard can be useful for you, adding the things, right? So next we're going to talk about the alarms again, right? By default this is the alarm that we created initially, so I'm going to delete those alarms, right? Now we don't have any alarm at this moment, right? Again, if you go to the watch at the top, you'll be able to see more stuff from here itself. You can see all the resources. You can create resource group and put those resources in that specific resource group also, right? So I'm not going to do this now. Drag it down and see what all has happened. You will see some default monitoring which is being happening if you have enabled here, right? View EC2 instances here, the CPU utilization, whichever things we added here, right? You can see here in the dashboard. So here you can go to the actions, you can change the data, you can pull the data period, for that specific days, right? You can also hide the auto scaling alarm, enter full screen, so on and so forth. This is the main CloudWatch dashboard. After that, you can have your own dashboard, custom dashboard, right, which you can use for your specific monitoring the things, where you can put your matrices and graphs, to analyze your data and performance data for your organization, right? So the next essential thing we're going to talk about is alarms, right? What are the alarms? At this moment, if you see, we don't have any alarms, right? Initially, when I was taking you through the EC2, right, in EC2 instance console itself, he was creating the alarms from there, right? When even we was creating the alarms, the same thing we are going to do it from here. You see, whatever we created, it was visible in the AWS CloudWatch monitoring itself, right? So let's say if you want to, whatever the alarms you wants to create, you'll have to go here and click on create alarms. But it gives you here more flexibility, like select the matrix, which matrix you would like to select here. So click on the select matrix, right? Again, we are on the same place where we was, right? We was talking about some matrices there, right? What exactly you wants to monitor? If you go to the EBS here, you will see all the matrices. So again, you have to be very careful what exactly you are looking for while you are monitoring your volume performance, right? What exactly you would like to monitor here? So you have to decide these things also here, right? In these 93 metrics, are you going to monitor all or going to use all? If you use it, they might charge us more, right? So you have to choose where we have data. Let's say volume write per byte, volume idle time, burst volume, balance, volume write operations, right? So we can choose those things. Let's say I choose volume write bytes only, right? I see one option here, volume write operations. I say okay, select this. I think we have data here, right? So that's fine. This is what I want to take. Move this here, right? Okay, that's already selected. See if anything I need. It has selected most of the thing, I think. Okay, it is selecting 21 matrices here, but I need volume write bytes only. So I need this matrix only here. Let's unselect all. And the copied human. let's manually see and select them. Let's take this volume bright bytes right ops. Though I am seeing data for some here when I'm selecting it, right, but when I choose it manually it is not showing me. That's what I am selecting all the metrics, let's say, for now, right. Add graph search if you want, right, and once you are done with this, okay, we have selected it. The query is why I'm not getting an option to select it. I'm looking for 1 hour data. We should get an option to select this matrix. I'm not sure why it is having issue. Select matrix. Let's say I select the AWS matrix. I choose the volume, the one. Okay, that's I select all at this moment. Okay, it's not allowing to select all. If I select one, this allows me to do it. Okay, so I select the volume right operations, volume time, volume queue length. Maybe like it will allow me to select one only per alert. So that's the one another problem that you'll have to face, right? So let's take, like, let's say I wanna look for first volume right ops only, right? Let's select this matrix, right? Here we see how much, volume right operations are going on in that volumes. So it will get you the volume ID, right? You want the statistics average for a 5 minute or for that specific time for 1 minute, whatever it is, whatever the alerts you want to set, right? The next is the conditions, right? So do you want to keep the condition statistics, right, or anomaly detections, right? Use a brand as a threshold, right? You can use this brand less than equals to, or here you can see the anomaly detection threshold that says based on the standard deviation, higher number means thicker brand, lower numbers means thinner brand, right? So let's say I go with the statistics itself, right, and I say if greater than I would call it any value, right, you are looking for. If it is going beyond that specific write operation that you have defined, let's say going above 1000, right? How much you have to discuss it with developer, right? How much we are going to have read, write and other stuff, or you will have to evaluate their applications for read write operation, right? So you have to decide how many write operation would be there. And if you say if the threshold is greater than 1000, you can say write operation per minute, right, or period of 5 minutes, then what should be done. So you can click on next, right? The next is alarm, right? How to configure the notification. So in alarm, okay, and insufficient data, how you gonna see it? I would call it in alarm, select an existing SNS topic, create new topic, or use topic ARN. So what do you want? I would say select an existing SNS topic that we have already created and send email SMSs to this number, right? Are you going to take some auto scaling action? If you need, you can also take the auto scaling actions here. We are not going to do this now. We are not going to take any actions also. We just want to send the notification like this is happening, then we will take the action. We can set the alarm name here. Let's say disk utilization underscore alert. Do you like to give any description to it? Go ahead, click on next. Alright, and your conditions are all set. Right, go ahead and click on create alarm. Right, this is how you can start creating alarms for specific things. It says if the volume write operation goes above 1000 for 1 data points within 5 minutes, right, then raise one alerts. At this moment insufficient data, right? So you have to think about it, like how you do it, right? In the same way, let's create one alarm for CPU utilization also, right? Let's go ahead and select the matrix. I go to EC2 for matrix instances. Let's try to find something for CPU itself here. Okay, I say CPU utilization. Right, it says CPU utilization. Select the matrix. Right, how you gonna do the things? If it goes average for 1 minute, right, I'm going to take the standard only. Threshold value is, let's say we say it goes greater than 20, right, or greater than equals to, what do you want to set? I'm just saying if greater than 20, then it should raise the alert, right? Again, we're gonna use the existing SNS queue. Just select here, you'll get option, right? And I'm not going to create an action. If you want to create action, reboot, terminate something, you can do it. Let's go ahead and click on next. Let's go to CPU alarm by, you can give the server names also with those, so that it becomes easy to identify here. Right, now everything has been created here. Go ahead and create the alarm. So you can see now 2 alerts has been successfully created, but I do not see anything at this moment, right? We have just insufficient data here, nothing else, right? And those has been attached to your instances also. If you would like to go ahead to your instances and see that. Okay, see one running instance. At this moment it doesn't show alarm and anything here, but you can see no alarms configured yet, and enable disable monitoring, nothing at this moment for, right? But that has been done from the CloudWatch itself. So let's go here. At this moment insufficient data. Let's go ahead and again have some load on this node. So it's getting high now. It's at 7.5 and it's getting up, right? So if it goes above for more than, you can say, in consecutive times for some specific 1 minute, and that's going to have raised one alert for us, right? In the same way, you can check it for I would say you can check it for disk utilization. You can start writing on your disk, right? Put more more data, more writing skills to that. You'll see the things. At this moment it shows insufficient data, right? The graph is going a bit straight, though it should have start getting data here. When you want to see the matrices also, you can again go here, view matrices, and see them here by the matrices wise. Anomaly detection for this static, create alarms, duplicate. You also remember one thing, sometime if you send the more mails, sometime you'll get the mails in either spam, or maybe somehow those will be blocked also. Still, I think we do not have any alarm. Okay, now you can see the CPU came in alarm, right? And so now let's click on this alarm and see. Yeah, this is an alarm condition, and you can see state is an alarm, one action has been triggered successfully. Right, and if you go up here, you can see the data is going above 99. I think to make it more good, you should change the the condition here, like which type of alarm you would like to see it. Let's go to promotion, and you see here one alert is there, right? In the same way, you can set alerts and alarm for multiple of your applications, right? For CPU, memory, alerts, and other things, right? The way you are going to do this, in the same way you can set the alerts for your billing also, right? So for setting billing alerts at this moment, I think this is only available in North Virginia, not in all the regions. So most specifically, it will be like replicated to all regions also, right? If you want to create some alarms, let's say if after limiting this or utilizing this much of credit, or if your bill is getting more than this, then it should create one alert. You can go ahead, select the metrics, right? Select those specific things here, right, and set the alarms for you, right? Let's say set the alarms for these EC2 instances that you have. I think that will get all right. You can select those, right? You can select metadata token, anything from here, all right? And again, if you can see, like if the values is getting above than this, then do these things here. So in the same way, you can set multiple alarms, but I think still this is is in progress. So you can, I think we can start utilizing those things in some days too.